Rubik Meter here, and today I'll be teaching you how to solve a 3x3. Now, before we start, I would recommend learning cube notation, although you do not need it to solve a Rubik's Cube. It is recommended because it will make it a lot easier to memorize the algorithms. Now, with that out of the way, like and subscribe, and let's start. The step in solving a Rubik's Cube is making a white cross. And what that means is that we are going to make a crosshair out of 4 white edges around a center. The corners do not matter at the moment. We will solve those later. Now, when making the white cross, you will notice that every white edge has another piece, and that, in fact, applies to all of them. These two colors need to be aligned. So, first we're going to align the non-white color of the edge piece to their appropriate center, and then insert them so they align with their centers. See how this edge piece aligns with the blue and the white? We want to do that for all 4 edge pieces. So we can do one right here. We can do one right there. And we can do one right there. So we have we have a white cross, and all of the other colors match. So you kind of have bars on the sides. Now, the next step is we're going to solve the first layer, not the side. So what we're going to do is we want to find a white corner on the top layer with the white cross on the bottom. Now what we're going to do is have its other color that's facing on the side, if white is facing out the side, to line up. So white is facing out the side, and this color is diagonal to its center. Now what we're going to do is we're going to perform a trigger. So what that means is that on the side this piece is on, you're going to perform the following moves. L prime, U prime, L. And that's left trigger for the left pieces on the left side. Now here's another one, so we're going to line it up. And this one's on the right side, so we're going to perform a right trigger. R, U, R prime. And then you just do this for the rest of them. Now, if you have a white piece with white on top, then what you want to do is you want to align it over it, and then just move it up and then out of the way, and then move this side back down, but you do this to which side it's on, and that will make it aligned, from which point you can insert. It's on the bottom layer, then you just do the same thing as if it was on the top layer with white facing up. And now you can insert it. The next step of solving the Rubik's Cube is doing the second layer. To do this, first we want to find a edge on the top that has no yellow. So if we look here, we have 2. And what you want to do is when you find one of these, you want to have it so the color on top of the piece is opposite of its appropriate center. So we have the orange center over here, and there's the piece. So we're going to have it on the opposite side of the cube. And then what you want to do is you want to look at its other color and face that center. So green's on the side, we look at green. And if it is on the left side, we perform a right trigger, and then it's on the right side, we perform a left trigger. So to perform a trigger for the opposite side it's on. So here we just, now what you want to do is you want to reinsert that corner. And there you go. Now you want to do that for the rest of them. Once you have that finished, it's on to the last layer. And this is where we need to memorize some algorithms. The first algorithm we're going to use is going to orientate all the edges, making a yellow cross. Now, if you have this edge case where you have two edges correctly orientated, as in facing up, next to each other in an L shape, then what you want to do is you want to have those in the top left corner, and then perform the following algorithm. F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. And that will orientate it. An edge case, we have two edges up that are opposite of each other. Then what you want to do is you want to have them so they're lined up with you and away from you. And then perform the algorithm we just learned. And that will get you back to this shape, from which point you can finish this step. If you have no edges facing upward, then you just want to perform the algorithm, and you'll get one of the two cases I just showed. Next step of solving Rubik's Cube is solving the yellow side. Now, to do this, we are going to learn a new algorithm called the Soon. The Soon algorithm can solve every case. You just have to repeat it a couple of times. So, if you have this case where you have a fish, have the fish's mouth be in the bottom left, and then repeat this algorithm, which is the Soon algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. If you have this case, what you want to do is you want to orientate it so that you have the two corners that are correct in the top left and the bottom right, and then perform the algorithm. R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, and that'll get you the fish, and then you perform the algorithm. R, U, R. Sometimes the fish doesn't solve immediately. Sometimes you have to do it twice. But it does solve it. If you have this case where you have no edges up and then headlights on one side but not on the other, then put the headlights in your left hand and then perform the algorithm. And that will get you the fish. This case where two edges are up and there is no headlights on the other side, then put the side that doesn't have them up in your left hand and then perform the algorithm. And then you'll get the fish. Of this case, where, once again, you only have two of them that are not facing upward, then what you want to do is you want to, with the headlights, you want to have them in your left hand and then perform the algorithm. And then this will get you one of the previous cases. Now, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to finish the last layer. Now, to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to find headlights on a cube. So that is where two corners have matching colors. Like these have matching colors. These don't, and these don't, but these do. So we want to put these in our left hand. Now, if you do not have headlights on your cube, whereas no corners match, then what you're gonna want to do is you're just going to perform the algorithm I'm about to teach you, and then you'll get headlights, from which point you can solve the corners. So put these in my left hand, and we're going to perform the following algorithm. R, U2, R prime, U prime, R, U2, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. And that will solve the corners if you have headlights. If you don't have headlights, you'll now have headlights. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to solve the edges. So what you want to do is you want to find one where one edge is solved, and then put that at the back of the cube. So that is solved is in the back. Now, if none of these are solved, then you're going to perform the algorithm, one or the other, of what I'm about to teach you, and one will be solved. So, what you want to do is, if they want to rotate these counterclockwise, so this one wants to be here, this one wants to be here, and this one wants to be here, that's counterclockwise. So we're going to perform a counterclockwise blueprint, which looks like this. F2, U prime, M prime, U2, M, U, F2. And there you go. The top layer is now solved, and you've solved the Rubik's Cube. Now, if you need to rotate them in a clockwise fashion, then you're going to perform the following algorithm. F2, U, M prime, U2, M, U, F2. And then you've solved it. Congratulations, you've solved your first Rubik's Cube. Make sure to like and subscribe.